All right. Felt better, but yeah, doing all right.
Can you describe what the symptoms were that made you want to feel like you should come back to Montreal? Montreal.
Yeah, I just, it's hard to explain. I guess anybody who's kind of gone through it would be able to explain it better too. But you feel off, headaches, a little sick. That's basically the symptoms, and yeah, that's kind of been what it's been like the last couple of days.
Have you ever had a concussion like before your NHL?
No. So it's something new, but yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it.
There's such a strict protocol now in a lot of the sports, NHL, NFL, in terms of concussions. You feel like they're going to monitor you very closely and make sure you're okay before they allow you to do anything?
Yeah, I mean, that's important for me, especially, I don't want to come back too soon, and I know that they won't allow that to happen. So, it's a little bit different than a shoulder, different things like that you might have to play through over the course of a season. And, it's pretty serious, and you want to make sure that, you're completely clear from doing it again.
What are your thoughts on both of the hits that you took this week that have had a lot of attention called to them, Steckel and then Hedman?
I didn't like them. I mean, you talk about headshots and dealing with them, and that's been something that's been pretty big point of interest, I think, from everybody, from GMs and players. And when I look at those two hits, I mean, we talk about blindside, that's a big word, and unsuspecting player, and there's no puck there in both of them, and direct hit to the head in both of them. So I mean, you want to go through the criteria. I think they fit all those. So I know it's a fast game, and I think if anybody understands it's a fast game, and I've been hit 1,000 times, but when you get hit like that, there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's no way to protect yourself. So I think those are things that hopefully they pay more attention to, and it's easy saying that being in this situation, but those are two hits. I mean, looking back, I can't say that I should have did something different or had my head down. I mean, I wouldn't change anything.
It would seem like the rule that we asked you so much about last year was designed to maybe penalize players for exactly those type of hits. Or, I know the league reviewed them. Are you surprised there wasn't an action taken?
Yeah, I mean, on the Steckel one, it's tough because it's really tough to decide whether or not he meant to or didn't mean to. I feel like he could have got out of the way and avoided me. Whether he tried to hurt me, I mean, that's only he knows. And I guess we'll never know that, but you still have to be responsible out there. And, I can carry my stick up around my head and say that I'm protecting myself, but I still got to be responsible for whatever I do with my stick if I end up high sticking someone. So you still, it's the same thing. In that situation, I don't see anything. He sees me there. He sees the whole ice, and he doesn't avoid me. So I don't think that's responsible on his part, whether or not he tried to hurt me. Like I said, only he knows that. But he's got to be the one to try to avoid me in that situation.
So there's been a lot of grumbling or complaining or wondering which of those hits actually led to a concussion, and whether maybe you did some things after the Steckel hit that you shouldn't have if you'd had a concussion at that point. Just talk about how you felt after each of those hits and when you actually got the concussion.
Well, yeah, I mean, who knows when I actually got it. As far as, I mean, Wednesday is when I started feeling, during the game, I just didn't feel right. I mean, that was, after the hit Wednesday? No, I mean, throughout the game, I didn't feel right. Does that mean that, I had all these huge symptoms? No, there are times when you play and, there's a difference, and, I would compare it to when you're sick, or, you just feel a little off, and, that's when I went to the doctor after the game and just told him that, things felt a little off. And at that point, that's when my head was starting to bother me a little bit more. But leading up to that, it was a lot more neck than it was head, and that was to be expected considering what happened on Saturday night. So you're hit a lot in hockey, and you have neck soreness, and that's pretty typical. You deal with that a lot. But Wednesday when it started to get more of my head, and I felt a little off, that's when kind of a red flag.
Just to be clear, some of that was even before the hit from Hedman.
Yeah.
Yeah. When was your last baseline tested?
Prior to the one I just recently did, or
Yeah.
I think 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you feeling better than you did when you returned home? It's been a couple days. Do you feel like you're?
Yeah, it's been pretty much the same the last couple of days. So, yeah, I mean it's one of those things. I think everyone heals or reacts differently, but it's just one of those things you got to wait out. It's not as easy as a break or something where they really give you a time frame. It's there's certain steps you take, and it's obviously a pretty sensitive thing, a sensitive issue. So you always make sure you take your time, but hopefully things are better sooner than later.
Sidney, I know that it was a different circumstance with Mark Savard last year because that was one of several concussions he's had, but knowing how long it's taken him to get back and knowing the history of concussions, does that leave you any more cautious with this than maybe you would be another injury? The unknown quantity?
Yeah, I like to think I'm cautious with everyone, but yeah, I mean, probably a little more so. And, this is, there's injuries you get that you've had before, you get to know them a little bit, and, you get to know your body. This is something totally new to me, and pretty unfamiliar with it. So, you have to rely on, the doctors and what they say a lot, and, it's important for them to kind of hear about your symptoms, and you try to let them know everything going on too. So there'll be a lot of communication that way, but yeah, for sure there's got to be no symptoms, and I've got to make sure that like you said, this isn't something that I've got to deal with.
So your instructions are just to rest and not exert yourself and wait for the symptoms to go away?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a process, and you just go based on your symptoms, and hopefully soon I'll be symptom-free and be able to start doing exercise. And then if I can get through that without any symptoms, then you go to the next step and maybe skating and stuff like that. So like I said, hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Was it a mistake to not test you for concussion after the game Saturday?
No, I mean, looking back, I wouldn't have changed anything we did. I mean, it's maybe easy to say that now, but I didn't have any head or didn't feel like a concussion. It seemed to be all neck related. So like I said, I've gotten hit a lot over the course of my time playing hockey and had sore necks, and that's kind of what it felt like at the time. But I don't think, looking back, I would have changed anything.
Sid, just two quick ones. Has it affected your sleep at all?
No.
Anything to do with medications at all?
No. No, I haven't been taking any medication, and my sleep's been good. Everyone kind of reacts differently, but I've been sleeping fine, so that's good. The more you sleep, the better you heal usually. So that's a good thing.
Still
Thanks,
having
Sidney.
those good dreams, huh?
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Like you said, you have one once.